Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have Final Girl Camp Happy Trails, again by Van Ryder Games. You have one option for Final Girl, and on the back we've got some more. The Final Girl. This expansion is Hans the Butcher. He is the one that is the evil guy that you're tracking down. He's the star of the horror movie. So here you go. It's Final Girl, the Happy Trails Horror Expansion. There at Camp Happy Trails. That's the name of the expansion. Now again, to play any of the Final Girl scenarios, you must utilize, which we talked about in the original, you must use the core box. So whenever you're going to play, again, it's a solo game. Whenever you're going to play one of the expansions or play one of the films, you must use the core box. It doesn't work without the core box. It's got the rules in there. It's got all the tokens and everything you're going to need for that. For more information on this one, check out the Final Girl core box video that I already released. That'll give you all the information what's in this box, but today we're talking about the expansion only. So we're talking about Final Girl and we're talking about Camp Happy Trails. So let me give you a little bit of background information. Again, when you open it up, this covers the back of it. So it comes off, so I'm going to read that to you. It says, "Welcome to Camp Happy Trails. Confront your greatest fears in the horror at Happy Trails, a thrilling addition to your Final Girl experience. Choose either of the two included Final Girls, Lori or Rico, and go head-to-head with Hans the Butcher, an unstoppable killer who hides behind an iron mask and bludgeons his victims to death with a massive sledgehammer. Scavenge the camp for whatever weapons and tools will help you survive, including axes, bear traps, and even the keys to the motorboat. It'll take every last ounce of courage to make it home from this summer camp in one piece." So what's included? All those good things right there. Important. This is not a standalone game. You must have the Final Girl core box to play, which I already showed you. And these are all the great things that are included in the box. Of course, for more information about this game, go to vanrydergames.com. This was released in 2020. It is for only one player. It's a solo game, 20 to 60 minutes, ages 14 plus. So that's the back sleeve that comes with it. So let's take a look at this. And again, each side is magnetized, which is really, really cool. Okay. But so you pop this off, see, and it comes off. So this is your player board for Hans the Butcher. So you got up here, it says minor dark power, your minor dark power. Okay. He has he's got 4 moves and he's got 12 wounds. Okay. So over here, Hans recovers a heart, discards the next terror card. That's his attacks, that's his movement, wounds that he causes. And that K stands for something I can't remember right off the top, but you put your final card right there. That's the Butcher, so he's the main villain in this movie. So I'm going to put this guy right here. So you need the player board, and your player board that you have for each of the heroes. Again, the player board comes from the Final Girl core box set. So you need that board, and of course you're going to need to use this board as well, the time tracker, and this is your player board. Okay, the time tracker. All right. So you need that out of the core box to play the game. Okay. Again, this also comes in the box, which I pulled out already. It's the Butcher. Okay. The components: 3 finale cards, 3 dark power cards, 1 epic dark power card, 2 Final Girl cards, and 16 terror cards in the killer board. Again, and for this game and for this purpose, special rules. There are no special rules for Hans. So Hans has no special rules. Okay, so again, this is one side of the box right here. This is the Hans side, which is the terror side. Okay, so let's take a look what's in there first. All right, so if I do this, now watch this. When I pop this bad boy off, look what happens. I also get my map of the adventure. So up here, cabins, dock, utility shed, setup, Camp Happy Trails again. Here's the trail. Okay. Fire pit. Restart. Move around. There's the dock. Now entry point or exit point. There's your lake. Again, where you're rolling to. Utility shed. Got a cliff. Makeout point. You got the cabins. That's everything you're going to need here. So that's that's the game board. That's the actual game board that you're using. Okay, that's this side with Rico on it, or Reiko. So again, this is the back. The information about the game. That's Hans player board. That's your board game, the actual game board. Okay, put this over here for the time being, just to show you everything that you get in it. So on one side here, you get your terror side. Always got these Silla packs. Just keeps your stuff fresh. I'm not sure, but back in they go. These are the cards that come that determine what Hans is going to do. Okay. Here's your terror cards. Put that down here just so you see. That's your terror cards. Just flip them over real quick. Hans wants me. He's always wanted me. Minor Dark Power, Unholy Speed. Hans moves one additional space for each. Hans wants me. He's always wanted me. So those two cards are the same. A good thing too, down here, when you play the game, you might get your cards mixed up. Down here it tells you which expansion it's from, or which film it's from. So again, this is Hans, you know it's the pig, and you know it's from Camp Happy Trails. Because remember, the figures can be used, or I should say the villains can be used in any of they're interchangeable. So you can use them for Camp Happy Trails or for Nightmare on Maple Lane. You could use the villains, doesn't really matter which one you use them for, okay? They're interchangeable. Unholy Speed, he just keeps coming. Unholy Rage, Hans does an additional wound for each. He's just standing there, he just keeps coming. He wants fresh blood. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, there you go. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. He wants fresh blood. Dark Feast. For every victim that is dead, Hans recovers 1 strength. He just keeps coming. He just came out of nowhere. Place Hans with the furthest target possible. Draw the next terror card. Horrific Hammer Rush. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, for each victim killed during this attack, the horror goes up. He's just standing there. Taking Souvenirs. For each victim killed during the killer phase, add +1. He kept swinging his hammer and killing and killing. That's what he does this round. So these control the movement and everything that happens for Hans. You get the little band that goes around it as well. So you get the terror cards. Now these, a little different than those. So these cards, I'll show you how these work. So I'm going to pull this off real quick. So you can pick one of these cards and it goes on the top here like so. And you're going to pick, so you got 4 of these. Sorry. You got 3 of these. Shuffle them around. And you pick one. It goes right on top there like that. And then we have the bottoms. I'm going to shuffle these up nicely. All right, and then you pick one. Pick one. Pick number 2. and that's the bottom half. So you don't know about this stuff until the end. All right, and these go back in the box because you don't need them. Once you use those, these are like the special skills he's got here. So what happens throughout the game? You're playing. All of a sudden you flip this over. Sledgehammer Massacre. For every wound, Hans attacks you, each victim in his space. Okay, so that's that. And if I flip this over as well, these are special attacks. Then you got Bloodbath. Okay, 2 movement, 2 kill, 2 wounds. Takes a victim. And there you go right there. So that's his special powers for this game. Okay, so that tells you everything about Hans and the cards that activate Hans and how to use Hans. Now, again, when you flip this box over, so there's nothing else in this. So in this box, there's nothing else on this side other than a picture of Hans the Butcher. And I showed you this already. Did we show you this? Yeah, we showed you this. Oh, no, I didn't show you this either. Okay, so this says here, Camp Happy Trails. Welcome to Camp Happy Trails, home to teenage love, unforgettable friendships, and idyllic summer memories. Go fishing on the lake, get in some archery practice at the range, listen to ghost stories around the fire pit, or sneak off to Makeout Point. Life is always an adventure at Camp Happy Trails. Wait a second, is that screaming I hear in the distance? Oh, fiddlesticks. Those spooky stories must be getting to me. I'm sure it's just screams of joy from the other campers. Hot dog summers at Camp Happy Trails are really to die for. And here are your components. Okay, cards that you get. Right, so that's some more information that you get. So when you flip this over, you get more stuff. Okay. Now this is the information. So one side is the information about Hans, which goes in this part. And then this side here, which is the opposite side, gets you the information for Camp Happy Trails. So when you crank this thing open, you get there are some tokens that are used. Okay. So you got one with a boat on it. Flip that over. It's a bear trap. Flip this one over. Secret passage. Death has come for you. Looks like a radio. Maybe a radio, I'm not sure. Let me see. Or cell phone. Okay. That. And again, another secret passage. But there you go there. You get these in here, which are for Laurie's eyes only. So these are the 2 characters that you can play, Laurie or Rico. And so as the player, again, I'm not really ruining anything, your stat cards. So this is an extra card that goes into the item deck. Okay, Laurie's bow. This item may only be used when Laurie is chosen as the final girl. So Reiko can't use this item. This is Laurie's bow, so she's the only one who can use this card. Okay. To incorporate Laurie's bow into your game, simply shuffle it into the chosen location's deck of item card before setup. All right. That kind of gives you that information and tells you about the bow. Laurie's bow cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. It costs 1 time to fire an arrow. Only Laurie may use this item. So again, that goes inside the little for Laurie's eyes only. So if you're going to be a final girl, so you get to choose either Laurie or Reiko. So this goes back into there like this. Okay. And you close that up. So that's for her eyes only. And Reiko's now hers. You open that one up. The dossier folder. Reiko's axe. This item may only be used when Reiko is chosen as the final girl. You can incorporate Reiko's axe into your game. Simply shuffle it into the chosen location deck. Same exact thing. Again, she's the only one who can use it. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, especially with this baby in my hands. Okay, it's a 2-handed weapon. It's not a 1-handed weapon. Causes 2 damage. Okay, You roll an additional die when resolving a weak attack action card. Only Reiko will use this item. That's an extra item card that you can have. Okay. So we're going to put that in here. Okay. I'll put that down as well. That's again for Reiko's eyes only. That's hers. So these tarot cards, these are the action cards for the killer, Hans. All right. So I'm going to put these over to here. Now, you have a couple different cards here. You've got your tarot cards. Okay. You have your player cards, which we'll get to in a minute. And you also have your item cards, your setup cards, and your event cards. Okay. So let's take a look at each one of these. And the tokens we already went over. So I'm going to put those to the side over here. Okay, so let's start with the small cards first. All backs are the same. Let's look what items you can find. You can get a flashlight, old revolver, an axe, energy drink, map, trash can lid, pepper spray, aluminum bat, lucky rabbit's foot, bear trap, lucky dice, first aid kit, archery bow, fireworks. Oh, those are fireworks. Those aren't cell phone. We weren't sure what those were when I showed you the token. That's fireworks. You got a knife, motorboat keys, mysterious pills, and a whistle. So again, if you are using Reiko, you take hers, you throw it into the item deck, and when you read the rules, it tells you how many items you're allowed to have. And you take them and you shuffle them up, and you pull it when you find an item, okay? Then we have your setup cards. Again, all the backs are the same. This tells you how to set up the game. Okay, the bonfire. So these are different adventures you can go on. Capture the flag. Skinny dipping. Meditation hour. Treasure hunt. The bonfire. Okay, so when you're setting up the game, so if we pulled this over here to look at it real quick. Okay, so it's a little picture of the map. So the killer starts, so we're looking at this properly. The killer starts right here. There are 2 meeples that you put over to here, make out point. You put 6 of them down here, 1 of them here, 1 of them here, and your final girl starts here. So it tells you where you start on the board. Okay, so that's how you would play the bonfire if that's the one you selected. Okay, so that is your setup cards, your item cards. And these were the extra cards we talked about. These are the Hans cards. We're going to put those over here with those because we showed you those already. Then we get our event cards. All the backs are the same, as you could tell. The blue meeple is used as the boyfriend. Again, you get the blue meeple in the core box. It doesn't come with this. So that's why you need to have the core box and an adventure, okay, or a film. So you get the boyfriend, dark waters, clingy campers, stubborn kids. Damn teenagers think they know everything. One less victim will follow you. Fresh meat. Death wish. Girlfriend. It's the white one. Vengeance. It's the yellow one. Okay. The victim farthest from the killer is now the damned. Whenever the killer must choose a target, the damned is chosen instead. The damned can only be saved if it's the last victim alive. If the damned dies, +2 strength. If the damned leaves play, discard this card. Okay. Star-crossed lovers. Secret tunnel. Okay. We go back to the boyfriend. So these are your event cards that you have. Let's move down to your player cards so you see what they have. Here's Lori. Whenever you are in the same space as an enemy and inflict damage, do an additional damage. For each additional victim saved, received, your time goes up by 1. That's good. Remember, time's important. All right. And there's Lori. That's one of your chosen final girls. Or Reiko. Once per action phase, if an enemy is within 2 spaces, you may move to that enemy space for free. Again, for everybody that you saved, you get +1 time. So you don't, in the game, you don't have to save the victims. But if you do, there's a benefit to saving them, but you don't have to. Okay. Increase 2 time, and you put them down here. You get 1 extra life. Take the planning action card. Move 1 space, move 1 space. So you can save up to 5 of them, and you get bonuses for each one that you save. Okay. And there you got it. And then, of course, these are the tarot cards that are for the actual Camp Happy Trails. Not the tarot card. These are the tarot cards that are basically the action cards for hands. These are the tarot cards that you use for Camp Happy Trails. So, let's see what it says here. What's that noise? Let's go and see. See how it has a campground on it? That tells you which expansion it goes for. Okay. Fire. I fell asleep. What did I miss? Run for your life. Let's go see if the rumors are true. Bad idea. So he can move 1 space, and you pull an event card. You can't save us. No one can. That girl, what's her name? She can help us. Maybe things are starting to go our way. To the top of any item deck. There you go. So, all these cards, all this stuff, this is all included in Camp Happy Trails, the expansion for the Final Girl game. So there you have it. That's your expansion. This again is your Camp Happy Trails for Van Ryder Games, and it's for the first expansion for Final Girl. And there it is. Again, thank you for joining me for this unboxing video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Of course, you can always throw us a like, leave a comment below, and you could always subscribe to the page. This way you find out when we're releasing new content. Again, thank you for joining me. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.